Hello there, Quirky Birders, it's Lynn here, and time for another instalment of your Jubilee celebration video tutorials. Now today we're going to be painting a very simple little illustration of Her Majesty the Queen, and it really is, again, very simple. Another lovely one to do with any younger members of your family as well, because just like we did with the Royal Guardsman, we do actually make another little template for the Queen. So the line drawing is going to be posted up onto the Quirky Bird page, so you'll be able to just download the very simple line drawing to paint your own version of Her Majesty the Queen. So let me show you the process that you will go through once you have downloaded that very simple line drawing to create your template. So your Her Majesty the Queen will end up looking a little bit like this once you have cut out your template. So all you're going to do is apply that to your watercolour paper. And again, just like we did with the Guardsman, this is just on normal copy paper, so it's a little bit soft and flimsy, so you just take some time as you're just drawing around it. So we'll come around the top of the head, and then we'll work our way down the arm. Just going to extend that arm ever so slightly. It's not going to be tucked in as much. And we'll come around the bottom of the frock coat. And then across the bottom. And she'll end up looking a little bit like that. Now we're just going to make just a couple of little adjustments. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck that arm in a little bit shorter there. And that one's a little bit longer. And I'm also going to get rid of this thick neck because we need just nice slender neck. So I'm just going to just rub those two lines out there. Extend those shoulders. And then we'll pop in a neck. Now you can just put some curls in for your Queen's hair. You can give her a little hat. And you can play about with the size of the hat. You could have it a little bit square if you wanted to. I'm just going to have it fairly shallow and round to the top of her head on this one. And then we can just pop in just a couple of little lines. So we'll take the line up around her hips. And just make them a little bit more even. There we go. And then you can just add in her legs. So you're just going to do two little, almost like little triangles. For her legs. And you can make one a little bit shorter than the other. So we'll make this one a little bit longer. And just do a little semicircle for her shoe. With a little square underneath for the heel. And then we'll just do this shoe a little bit higher. So again, a little semicircle. A little square underneath. And that just helps with that stance. It just gives that little bit more depth. And then you can do her little handbag. So we'll start by just doing a little simple sort of sausage shape almost, really. And we'll round the bottom off. You can then extend that line along and mirror the first shape that you've drawn. And we'll pop it on a little handle. Like so. Now that's pretty much it for your little drawing of the Queen. I'll pop a little split in her coat there. Now, all you need to do now is just paint your Queen. So we'll start by using a little bit of flesh tone and we'll pop that colour into her legs. So we can just get that little bit of colour on there. And then we'll also add a tiny bit into her neckline. And we can also pop a little bit on the end of the sleeve as well. Just a hint of that flesh tone, that's all you're doing. Now, when it comes to you drawing and sort of painting in the colour of your Queen, let's pop a little collar on her jacket for a bit of detail. It's entirely up to you the colours that you choose to paint. Now, obviously the colour for the Platinum Jubilee is purple, but you can choose whichever colour you like to paint Her Majesty. So let's have a little bit of fun with a nice bright crimsony pink. So we'll start by painting in the coat, and we can also paint in the collar as well, because a lot of the detail we can add using the ink pen once our illustration has actually dried. So we'll continue with that lovely pink. Just working this colour directly from the pan set, so I haven't mixed it at all. And we just then get a nice strong depth of colour. And we'll just paint all of the coat. I do apologise if the camera's wobbling a little bit. I'm actually sat at my mum's dining room table and I can't actually fix the camera as securely as I would like. So I do feel as though it's just wobbling just a little bit, so I do apologise. So I'll just continue to add this lovely crimson colour. And then we also just need to add a little bit more, a little bit more to the sleeve. And then I just want to spend just a few moments just getting a nice even coverage. Now, as you know, our queen is usually very, very colour coordinated, and normally the hats that she wears is exactly the same colour as her frock coat. So I'm just going to paint in that lovely cerise pink for the hat. And then I'll give that a few moments to dry, and just while that's drying, we'll use the colour black. And we'll just paint in her shoes. And we will also paint the handbag. And then the last little bit for our queen is a little bit of grey. And we're just going to use that grey just very, very loosely to put in those curls into her hair. And that's very, very simply how we paint Her Majesty the Queen. So let me pop that to one side. And then I've just got one that I've just painted a little bit earlier that's now dry. And we can just very, very quickly just do the ink details on our queen. So what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm just going to come around the outside edge of that jacket. Let's pop in those lines on her waist. And we'll come around the bottom of the coat. And then we'll do the sleeve as well. We'll pop the collar in. And then we can also add some shape to that hat as well. So we've got the sides of the hat. And then let's just put some feathers coming out the side of the hat. You can just pop some little lines in for her neck. And then let's pop those curls in. We can then do the legs. And then we'll just come around the outside edge of those shoes. You can then add some ink detail to the handbag just by coming around that shape. You can pop a little clasp in with some little beads on the end. And then you can also add a little bit of detail to the coat, so we could pop a little sort of epaulette there. You could run a little bit of a hem along the base of the coat. We can do the same along the sleeve. And there we have it. That's your finished picture of Her Majesty the Queen. Now, like you did with the guards, and we talked about maybe having a little sort of row of guards and how striking that would look, the same applies to the Queen. You could actually have a line of queens, all colour coordinated, all in different outfits. I think I've got another one. Yes, there's one here where she's in the colour green. So you could actually then create just a line of queens in her brightly coloured outfits, and just really have a little bit of fun with the design. Like I say, it's great fun to do. It's a really nice one to do with younger members of your family, and it's just a lovely way to celebrate and commemorate Her Majesty's the Queen Platinum Jubilee. So enjoy, have some fun with your painting, and I'll see you again very, very soon indeed.